Let me tell you what $50,000 of debt actually looks like in America. It's usually not a shopping addiction, it's a transmission that died at 180,000 miles. An urgent care visit your insurance decided wasn't covered. 11 weeks between jobs, and a grocery bill that just kept climbing. That's how most people get here. Meanwhile, the average credit card in this country now charges 22%, so the debt grows while you sleep. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to kill it, with real numbers and the moves most people never hear about. Step 1. Open every app. Yes, all of them. I know. This is the part people skip for years. You know roughly what you owe, and knowing exactly feels worse. But you can't fight a number you won't look at. So let's use a real example. Marcus is 34, works nights at a hospital in Ohio, brings home about $61,000 a year. Here's his $50,000. $21,000 spread across 3 credit cards at 22%. $9,000 left on a medical payment plan, and $20,000 on an SUV at 7.5%. Now here's the number that woke him up. His minimum payment on those cards is about $420 a month. Of that, $388 is pure interest. $32 actually touches what he owes. He'd be paying that off into his 60s. That's not a personality flaw. That's just how the math is built. Step 2. Make the phone call almost nobody makes. This one still surprises me. LendingTree surveys cardholders on this every year. Last year, 84% of people who called and asked for a lower interest rate got one. The average cut was 6.3 percentage points, but only about 1 in 5 people ever asks. So call the number on the back of the card and say something simple. That you've been a customer for years, that you've seen better offers elsewhere, and that you'd like to stay, if they can lower your rate. Then ask one more question. Do you have a hardship program? They rarely advertise it, but if money's tight, they'd rather cut your rate than lose you entirely. For Marcus, going from 22% to 16% saved him about $1,300 a year for one 10-minute call. Step 3. Pick the method you'll actually finish. Now, most money videos will tell you to always attack the highest interest rate first. Mathematically, they're right, but here's what the research actually shows. LendingTree ran realistic debt loads through both methods. In their most realistic scenario, the difference between them came out to $29. 29. And Kellogg researchers studied thousands of real borrowers and found something else. People who knocked out their smallest balances first were more likely to eliminate all of their debt, because progress is what keeps you going. So the best method isn't the mathematically perfect one, it's the one you won't quit in month 7. Marcus did both. He killed a $1,800 store card first for the win, then went after the 22% cards with everything he had. Step 4. If the rate won't come down, change who you owe. If your credit's still decent, think 670 and up, you've got options. A 0% balance transfer card gives you 12 to 21 months with no interest, usually for a 3% fee. On $21,000, that fee is about $630. Compare that to the $4,600 a year he was paying in interest. Or look at a personal loan from a credit union. They're often cheaper than the big banks. One rule, though. Once those cards hit 0, do not run them back up. That's exactly how $50,000 quietly becomes $70,000. Step 5. If your credit's too beat up for that, here's the option nobody talks about. Look for a nonprofit credit counseling agency, the ones certified through the NFCC. The first session is free. If it fits, they set up a debt management plan. They negotiate directly with your creditors and typically get your rate down to around 8%. You make one payment a month, usually done in 3 to 5 years. GreenPath, one of these agencies, publishes their own averages. Clients save about $199 a month and roughly $29,700 in interest. It's not a loan, and it doesn't wreck your credit the way settlement does. Which brings me to the warning. You'll see ads promising to erase your debt. Most of those are for-profit settlement companies. Big fees, trashed credit, and people often end up worse than they started. Nonprofit. Free first call. That's the difference. Step 6. Now widen the gap. Your payoff speed comes down to what's left over each month, and the money isn't hiding in your coffee. The average American household spends about $6,400 a month, and housing and transportation eat most of it. 2 cars with insurance can run past $1,500 alone. Marcus sold the SUV, bought a used sedan outright, and freed up $310 a month. He reshopped his insurance in 15 minutes and found another $60, then picked up 2 extra shifts. That got him to $700 a month. At 22%, that clears his cards in under 4 years. At the 8%, he negotiated under 3. So that's the whole plan. Look at it. Call them, pick your method, cut the rate, widen the gap, because nobody actually pays off $50,000. They pay off this month, then they do it again, and one day the app opens, and it just says 0. If this gave you a real plan, hit that like button and subscribe to Mintset for the money moves that actually matter. I'll see you in the next one.